What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video I have a very exciting unboxing. It took me just under 3 years to get this fleet completed, but we did it. I never thought it would have been possible to complete this fleet because of how rare these things are, but as they say in life, anything is possible, and all you have to do have a little faith. Just believe that you can do it. And that is exactly what we have done here. Yeah, I still look at that price and it's like, why did I splurge on this? But it was for a good reason. Because the model that we have in here, oh yes. Hopefully everything is all included in there. Yes, sir, it is. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the final North Central Airlines model that I need in 1:400 scale. This is the Aeroclassics North Central Convair 340. I got this from the model train market. I don't know how those people had the last two North Central models that I needed to complete the fleet, but that's just how fate put it. And, you know, again, I talk about the price, and it was way more than what I wanted to spend on it, but as you can tell, and as you can tell as well, there's also some damage. I'll talk about that in just a minute. But I decided to give in, just take the risk, because I was this close to completing the fleet until just a few days ago when I bought this. So now that I've got it in hand, let's head up to the studio and let's unbox this. And here we go for the unboxing of the Aeroclassics 1:400 scale North Central Airlines Convair 340 with a modern feather livery. So as I talked about, the price was way more than what I wanted to pay for it, but I did it for two reasons. Number one, I was this close to completing the fleet, and two, I don't know when I was going to find this again, because about 2.5 years ago, I found an eBay listing of it. I think it was like 70 bucks is what it ended up at, but I lost out on the bid at the last second. Someone sniped it from me, and to this day, I have no idea who that sniper was, but I'm sure that person has enjoyed having that model in their collection, so if you're watching this, just know that I was after that as well. But I found my redemption after 2.5 years. I've built up the rest of the North Central fleet, so I think it was only fitting that the model that I lost out on at the last second was the last one that I ended up needing to get. So to start off, we have the Aeroclassics logo up here, Convair CV440 Metropolitan down there, 1:400 scale as well, and there's the bottom, which has the identification sticker, North Central, November 90855, the registration, along with the very lovely Herman the Duck on the tail, Convair C440 on the bottom right. There's a right side with a little item number sticker or something like that. Okay, that's inside the cradle, so we'll look at that in a second. And then here's the top of the box, Aeroclassics. Visit us online with the domain that is not active anymore, powered by 400scalehanger.net. Here's the right side, and then, of course, the bottom again. And I'll flip it over, and there is the back side of the box with the various dimensions of the Convair 440 Metropolitan aircraft. Even though this is technically supposed to be a 340 or 440, whatever, I've seen a lot of listings show this as a 340. There's always quite a bit of disputing between, you know, if it's like a 240 or 340 or 440, you know. I just go with the 340 because that's what I've seen it listed as everywhere. So, at any rate, I digress, and I know someone who's really good at that. Let's go ahead and take this beauty out. So as you can tell there is the damage in question, and it's actually a broken landing gear, which is why I was really hesitant to buy this thing at first, because again, the price was really high, and for that damage, I don't think it should have been priced at that at any point in time, but knowing my goal, I figured I had to cave in and get it, because who knows when I was going to find it again. But there's a landing gear that's detached, and it's on the, I think it's on the left side, which it is, yep. It looks like it's a clean cut, thankfully, but look at that. Wow, my first time seeing this in the flesh. This modern feather livery is really beautiful in person. A little dirty on the top there, but, you know, at this point, I've been looking for this darn thing for 2.5 years. But there is the landing gear in question, so I knew what I was getting myself into when I bought this, so don't worry. I'm not here to complain or anything. The only thing I would say is the price was not that great, but given the circumstances, I was left with no other choice but to splurge on it and just take it. And I don't know when I'm going to find this again. I'm sure it'll show up in like a week or two for like half the price in perfectly good condition, but whatever. What can you do? You can't predict the future. I'm not any fortune teller, and you know, I just wanted to complete this fleet because I was that close until I bought this thing. But now the North Central Airlines fleet is complete. So the review is going to be a little janky here because of the way this model sits. But there she is, the North Central Convair 340, the final North Central model that I needed to complete the 1:400 scale fleet. I'll do a full showcase of the entire fleet, which will be the first time that I've seen anyone do it anywhere. So it'll be really nice to be the first to do it. But let's go ahead and begin with the review. Starting off at the front, we've got the nose cone, and then there's the cockpit windows along with an anti-glare shield. A nice gold sheet line that comes into play right there. Got the front boarding door, and then there's a little bit of the gold trim, which was present on the older liveries. North Central did keep it when they introduced the aqua livery, which is present on all of my DC-9s, but they got rid of it once they determined it was too hard to keep maintaining it. But again, you know, they had it for so many years before, so it's like, why do they choose to remove it? But it is what it is. There's the big North Central titles above the passenger windows, and then there is the L2 door, registration back there, November 900855, and the very lovely North Central tail with my first ever gold trim. Herman the Duck with the gold ring around him instead of the aqua blue that I have on all of my other examples. Someone needs to do DC 930 gold trim. Pronto! Gemini Jets, Todd models. Please get on that. I sent you that suggestion last summer. Hopefully you've got it somewhere in the pipeline. There's the right side of the aircraft. Not too much to report on over here, but there are the engines. The propellers do spin on this, which is good. So they are in excellent condition. And there's the one landing gear that looks perfectly fine. It's a little... Actually, no, it looks fine. But yeah, so there's that. And then the backside here on the starboard side. You also note there is a little beacon light up on top of the tail, which is molded. That's a great detail that Aeroclassics captured. I think this is my third Aeroclassics Convair, because I have the Western and I have the Braniff. So I have those as well. There's the bottom of the aircraft, and again, you can tell it's a nice, clean snap, so that does benefit me compared to the Western Convair that I got a couple years ago, which had a snap on the landing gear. So it looks like all I have to do is just plop it in the correct position, and we'll be good to go. So there's a stand hole and the silver paint and everything, along with the red wingtips. Top of the aircraft, not too much to report on up here. There is a very tiny beacon light right in the midsection there, so you can kind of see it, but not too much there to report on. So again, we'll get this fixed, and you'll be seeing some extra footage of it in the Herman's Odyssey documentary coming out on May 15th of 2025. So I know it's a couple months away from when I will be releasing that, but I decided to choose that date because it does pose quite a bit of significance in North Central's history, because that was the day in 1944 that they were incorporated. They were originally known as Wisconsin Central Airlines, but they changed their name to North Central in 1952 when they moved their headquarters to Minneapolis. And this, of course, was to better reflect what communities they were serving, what region of the U.S. they were serving, and certainly reflected in that across the rest of their history, about 27 more years after the rebranding. But what an awesome model despite the damage. The good news is it looks like it will be a very easy fix. So now that I think about it, the price wasn't actually too bad, but again, you know, I shouldn't have to pay that much for a damaged model, especially one of this rarity, but what can you do? The good news is I've got the model, I've got it in my hands. Now let's round up all the North Central models, put them together in a frame, and I'll talk a little bit about what you can expect with Herman's Odyssey. Well, an unfortunate mishap happened as I was trying to set up the display, but I have all 9 North Central models. That's all that matters. So what you can expect from Herman's Odyssey is it's going to be a very epic project. I've got it in the works already, where I'll be covering the entire journey that it took for me to get all of these North Central models. And let me tell you, this journey isn't easy. When it takes you nearly 3 years to complete something, you can expect some difficulties along the way, and that's what I'm going to be covering throughout Herman's Odyssey. The journey of me getting all these models and how I got all of them, and especially, you know, some of the big ones, especially like this Aeroclassics. I covered this many times before. The story that this one has will be highlighted for sure, and especially how some friends helped me find like this one right here, and also this one as well. And then that one, a new release, that one, the first one I ever got, that one, the last one I got before the Convair, all that fun stuff. But it's going to be a very epic project, and rest assured you'll get to see a full display of it in Herman's Odyssey, but I will post pictures of it on my Instagram page as well, just so you guys can see what this whole thing was like. But again, just please be careful with your models, because this is what I did to my 580 Yeah, that is a big oopsie on my part, so I take full responsibility for it. But the good news is we can fix it just like the Convair here. So I'm gonna get to fixing that here in a little bit because I've got other things to do today. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing, even if it was a little chaotic towards the end. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for Herman's Odyssey coming out on May 15th on my YouTube channel. It will be a live premiere, so you get to tune in to see how it all unfolds in real time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.